Hello and Proclamation. I hope everyone's doing well. In this video, it's going to be a channel update because changes are coming that I can't avoid. I have to cut some things due to rent going up, and so one is going to be the internet. So 1 week after this video is posted, my internet will be turned off. So I plan on using VPN and going to Wi-Fi places to upload video, and I'm still working on that. We'll see how that turns out. And then I have to cut my phone, which will be cut tomorrow, will be turned off. But I'm going with a government phone. These government phones are not very well made. It's very sluggish. My Windows 8 phone of 10 years old, right around 10 years, and it does leaps and bounds around it. So I want to bring some things up on like some of the videos I've done and people responded to, and also some items that you might be interested in. This is a wireless headphone receiver. You plug your stereo into the back of the top two. And then this light here will be red while the headphones are charging. And they're just three little dots there that charges up the headphone. You can see right there on the headphones where it connects to. This will be red, and then it's supposed to turn green, but for me it turns blue. And then when you want to use the headphone, there's a white light, and you'll see it down on the bottom. That's for it sending information out to a receiver. And so you want to hit this button so it lights up on top. And these headphones are pretty good if you're doing music tutorials. They're a bit on the bassy side. On some things they can sound even muddy, so you might have to EQ it. But I have tried these and they really do work on music and stuff. And they're made by Insignia. So I checked with Best Buy, it's $119.99. I thought I spent maybe a little bit more, so it might have been a little bit more and the price has gone down. Prices are going to go up. You know, the tariffs is going to bring things up, and that's another concern why I am cutting right now as well, because food is just high, and Walmart says things are going to go higher if the tariffs go into effect, which you know it will. January 20th, when Trump becomes president, he's going to sign a bunch of bills, and everything's going to be rock and rolling and downhill, uphill, who knows. I'm nonpartisan. I hate both parties. Okay, I shrunk my sound down because we're going to be talking a few things using the browser, kind of like a blackboard in a sense. I highly recommend coming to this site here. I have it linked for the msconfig that you can download, because you're going to need that if you ever run into some problems with like Bluetooth. And I've ran into some really terrible problems with Bluetooth not working when I would get ready to log into Windows. Bluetooth doesn't work on a Windows computer until the operating system is picked up, and if you have Bluetooth enabled in your BIOS. If you need to get into your BIOS, you have to have a regular USB or corded keyboard to get in your BIOS. Bluetooth will not work out that way. But for Windows, I couldn't log in because for some reason the Bluetooth keyboard wasn't pairing up. And so then I would reboot and it would go to another screen, like troubleshooting screen, and it would show on the bottom loading files. And then you have several different options that would pop up on a blue screen. I just said continue with Windows 11, and then I could log in, it would work. So the classic msconfig is what you need, and from this page you'll be able to download it. And when you hunt for it, it's going to be under classic system configuration. Now see, it has it now, but it's working. I had to switch this to normal startup, hit OK, and then reboot, and then it's just been working all this time. But it was on selected before, and load the services, load the startup items. But see down here it's showing use original boot configuration, so maybe that's changed. So maybe one of these two wasn't checked, or maybe this one down below wasn't, but it's working fine now. So if you have that problem and you're set up like this and your Bluetooth isn't working and logging in or typing anything in a text file, it's always good to have a USB wireless keyboard around. I have one plugged into here. It's turned off, but in case of emergency, I have it. Just make sure that you can go and click that and then start it up. And then maybe it just reverts back to that for some reason. And what's nice about this is you can go in your startup and That's not what I wanted. No wonder everything is so messed up. Seriously, you don't want all this stuff. I mean, this is ridiculous. Some of this stuff, I don't even know what it is. GC Volker Utility? Oh, Adobe. No, I don't want Adobe stuff. That's really all that I want. Anything that I want running, I'm just going to want to run when I run the software. Then it can do its uploading and stuff. You don't want all this stuff running in the background. CodeMeter was needed for something, though. AutoTune is now being run by iLock instead of their own system. And I think that CodeMeter was what I needed for it, if I remember correctly. But now AutoTune is on iLock. That's one thing I don't like, is you can't expand it wide. Even on Windows 7, this is kind of like the Windows 7 version of it. You got start item, manufacturer, command, location. Location will help you to show you where it's at in the registry. Command is what the file will be. I don't know what that is. I don't have my glasses on. Sorry. But I'm troubleshooting now while I'm filming this. They'll bring this up. I'm going to X out restarting because I'm filming. You don't need Adobe or Microsoft running in the background when you start up. You just don't need it. And if you go in your task manager and go in performance and you go to CPU, I got 97 processes. But if I reboot, it might not be that way. Because usually I'm around 70. So I don't know what else I have going. I got, OBS Studio and Firefox, that's going to add to it. And OBS Studio is moderate, so it's pulling some stuff. So that's okay, though. And you can go through your task manager and just be careful what you kill, because it could kill your whole system. See, and that's what it should show right there. I got the cord driver disable, but I shouldn't do that. It should be enable. And that's for my pad control, because I still use pad control. It's an old controller, but it really works good. WordPad I done. Closet Notepad. I also have Notepad 2. Sticky notes I might have, but I'm not using them right now. Closet Task Manager, that's what I already showed you. Didn't do the screensaver. I don't do screensaver. I did Paint. Now, if you're on the new Windows, supposedly WordPad is gone. Get this WordPad. It should work. Unless Windows Defender and Microsoft has it rigged where it says, no, you're not. We told you we were pulling that damn thing out. You're done. They're only doing it so they can force you to use Microsoft 365. But I'm using Microsoft Office 2010 with Outlook 2007. And I put in my serial number and I'm all set to go. Now I want to go through some of the videos that I've done. I turn off the comments on all of them, but I think I'm going to put them back on, that was a mistake. Not that I'm going to be able to respond to you guys. I'm not going to have that option. I'm not going to be commenting because on my phone, it's linked to one main Gmail account that I've had for a long time. And if I try to put on another Gmail account, because I got two other Gmail accounts, one is for YouTube only, it just doesn't work. And so I'm not going to be on the internet. I only have a limited amount of data on the government phone for free, and I got to go sparingly with that. One's going to be the Legion T5 gaming desktop. I would do this one here, the MX keys. A lot of you have questions on that one. And then Microsoft Picturette, probably do that one. And then running this computer at 56 megahertz. Understand, you do not overclock a laptop. I had one comment on that. A guy wanted to do that on an Asus laptop, I think it was. No. Laptops are a different animal from a desktop. No. Power option is balance. The CPUs are not meant to be overheated. You will fry that laptop. Big time. The RAM's not meant to be overclocked. Desktop is a different animal. That is yes. Another thing is don't go up to 128 gigabyte of RAM on the computer. You'll lock up, not only will you lock up your computer, but what I was reading recently, you will ruin your SSD drive or NV drive. You'll corrupt it. it'll all be shot to hell. That's why you want to make sure libraries and stuff is on another drive. But to reinstall all your music software, and all of us have a lot of music software for most of us, you don't want to do that. And the only way to get around that is you have to lower the megahertz. You're not going to run 128 gigabytes of RAM at 5600. Some have, and some will counter me on this, okay? For you, yes, but from what I read, no. At the risk of having a corrupt hard drive, no. If you're going to do it, then you're going to have to drop your megahertz speed in your BIOS to like 3400 and then slowly increase till you start having memory problem. And you'll probably stop at like 3400 to like 4300. Maybe you might get to 4500 or 4800, but 4300 is probably going to be a pretty much safe bet. I think that's pretty much it. Update on this computer. There's nothing really to update on it, so I wouldn't do that comment. I'm not going to do Tomb port because someone put on the drivers and you have to disable some function of memory in Windows to run the old drivers that are only made for Windows 7 and XP. There's nothing, you can do about that. So that's my video. I'm going to go and open up some of those comments, but again, I'm not going to be available. I'm going to be very, very limited, and I probably won't respond for at least a week. But I try to get back to you guys to give you some sort of answer, especially if you go, I try to overclock my computer and now it crashed. It's like, oh, well, watch the end of my video and I tell you what to do to uncrash it, and it will work. It might take all night, but it will work. But I have some Red Bull and don't do any of that legal stuff because it will screw you up. Done that, been there, 27 years clean, don't miss it. Not even the marijuana crap. No beer, no alcohol. No, that's my video, and I'll see you maybe. My plan is yes, but life can say no. So until next time, take care, my friends.